Johnny Davis came out of high school as a four-star recruit in 2019 and committed to Wisconsin. At the time, he was the 134th ranked prospect nationally. In his freshman campaign at Wisconsin, he played regularly off the bench and showed some flashes of his potential, including a game where he scored 17 points in just 18 minutes against Penn State. But ultimately, he didn't do nearly enough as a freshman to garner much attention as a draft prospect, and he returned to Wisconsin for his sophomore season. This season, Davis has been unleashed as Wisconsin's go-to scorer and has responded by averaging 20.6 points per game as of the making of this video. His ability to create shots and score at a high level has coincided with Davis rocketing up draft boards. Barring injury or a major late-season slump, Davis will in all likelihood hear his name called in the top 10 of the 2022 NBA draft, with a chance that he may even crack the top 5. Davis's first strength is as a shooter. There are shooters that are only great shooters in certain situations, like a guy might only be great at shooting off the catch or from a certain area of the floor. Johnny Davis can shoot it at a high level from almost any spot on the floor and in almost any situation. Davis can get a good shot off under heavy pressure thanks to a quick release and an ability to create just enough space. Davis is good at driving and stopping on a dime for a shot. He also has a mini step back he will bust out from time to time. Additionally, he can spot up outside the arc and knock down open looks off kickouts. Davis has just about every jump shot you can think of available in his arsenal. The only thing that gives me a little pause is that he has slumped a bit from beyond the arc over the past couple of weeks. But given how he was shooting all season before that, I'm currently writing it off as a cold shooting spell. Something that we'll have to monitor for the rest of the season though. Another strength for Davis is defense. Some guys that can score in bunches like Davis does will kind of float on the other end of the floor, saving energy on defense so they can keep scoring on offense. Davis is not one of these players. Regardless of what he is doing on the offensive end of the floor, he will keep up the intensity on the defensive end of the floor. He works hard to keep his man in front of him and uses his strength and IQ to bother shots or disrupt offensive flow. He should be able to switch across both guard positions and also handle some small forwards, but beyond that I'm not sure he's big enough to handle power forwards or centers. That being said, he isn't afraid of physicality, so it's possible he could hold his own against bigger players for stretches. Overall, Davis is a strong shooter and a strong defender. If nothing else, he has the makings of a 3-and-D type player as his floor. A third and relatively unnoticed strength for Davis is his ability to play make for his teammates. Davis's role in Wisconsin's offense is primarily to create and knock down shots, but he will also flash some nice playmaking ability when defenses try to load up on him and stop his scoring. There are times where Davis will command the attention of multiple defenders and make a nice play out of the pick and roll to set up a teammate for an easy bucket, or he'll find an open teammate off a drive to the basket. He delivers nice passes and has shown some understanding of how his movements can influence the defense to set up a teammate for a good shot. I don't think Davis is someone you want running the point for long stretches, but he has the upside to be used as a secondary playmaker when needed. One weakness for Johnny Davis is he isn't quite as explosive as the top athletes. Davis is a solid athlete. He will occasionally fly in for a big block or throw down a dunk in transition, but overall Davis is just a step below where the best athletes in the NBA are. One reason he has displayed such incredible shot making under pressure is because he isn't quite explosive enough at the point of attack to get a good amount of separation or to get all the way to the rim. I could also see this being an issue trying to defend the quickest guards on the other end of the floor. It seems that Davis knows his limits and compensates accordingly on both ends of the floor, but there is potential that some of the shots he is able to knock in college will be taken away by better athletes at the NBA level. Another weakness for Johnny Davis is his shot selection. As mentioned earlier, Davis can get his jumper off in almost any situation. While this is a great asset for himself and his team, it can also lead to some questionable shot selection. Davis will settle in the mid-range for contested shots rather than getting all the way to the rim or looking to set up a teammate. Or rather than moving the offense along, he'll stop the ball and hunt for a shot. In fairness, Davis is by far the Badgers' top scoring option. It may be a case where he's being asked to carry the scoring load rather than continue to move the ball around. While this is somewhat understandable, I worry that he may develop bad habits and continue to force up bad shots in the NBA. However, his upside as a shot maker outweighs his problems with shot selection in my opinion. This first clip shows off some of Davis's high-level shooting ability. The play starts with Davis facing up his defender out on the wing. He then puts it on the floor and drives to his left. He stops on a dime in the mid-range, catching his defender on his heels. Davis then pulls up and knocks down the jump shot. Davis's ability to take and make tough shots like this one will be his greatest asset coming into the NBA. This next clip gives us a look at some of Davis's ability as a playmaker. The play starts with Davis taking the handoff at the top of the arc and cutting back the other way to use the screen. From there, both Davis and the screener recognize that he is seeing a double. His teammate cuts to the basket and Davis floats a perfect pass in for an easy 2. While Davis doesn't make a ton of plays like this, it's very promising that he's shown the ability to do so when needed. This final clip displays how Davis can struggle with shot selection. The play starts with Davis receiving the inbound pass along the baseline. At the point of the catch, Davis is basically being covered by 3 defenders. His man, the inbound pass defender, and a big man on the block. With plenty of time still on the shot clock, Davis pulls up under heavy duress and airballs the shot. The play does turn into points for the Badgers off the rebound, but this is a case where Davis needs to recognize that he needs to either back it out and reset or dish it to a teammate rather than force up a heavily contested jumper. Johnny Davis might be the most surprising player to work his way into the top 10 pick range this season. After a season where he averaged 7 points per game, it was hard to see this type of scoring outburst coming. If he is able to maintain even close to the level of scoring he has to this point in the season, he could even make a push into the top 5. To me, it seems that Johnny Davis will be a good NBA player. He has a high floor with his ability as a shooter and as a defender. I'm not sure he can be the type of guy to carry a good team's offense as the top option in the NBA. I think he would be best suited as a secondary scoring/playmaking option for a good team. But Davis surprised a lot of people this year. Maybe he surprises us again and continues to blossom as a high-level scoring option in the NBA. My NBA comp for Johnny Davis is Chris Middleton. Davis is a bit smaller than Middleton, so he is a little less switchable as a defender. But they both have great jump shots and can make tough shots from all levels of the floor. Additionally, Middleton has really grown as a playmaker over his career. With the flashes Davis has shown in this department, it's possible he continues to grow as a playmaker as well.